Okay, Smackdown. Wow. All these wrestling shows, man, I tell you right now, it's getting crazy and crazy as days go by, I assume. Okay, what do we got here? Here's a little news. If in my neck of the woods of Chicago or in the state of Illinois, guess we going on curfew tomorrow, so I can't leave the house after 5 o'clock p.m. That's what's going on right now. Yeah, that's definitely what's going on right now over here, or I don't know, probably lockdown next. I'm sure a lot of other cities are going on lockdown as it is already, or about to, or I don't know sometime. You already heard what I've had to say about this whole thing, and obviously, allegedly WrestleMania is still supposed to be happening. Supposed to be 2 nights. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know if WrestleMania is even going to happen. I've said this before, and I think I said this the other day about Mania still happening. I get it, but I don't think it's still a good idea. I understand losses have to be recuperated. To what I heard, they've lost, $15 million. And I said the other day, I'll give Vince McMahon one thing. That motherfucker may be crazy, but I do respect his tenacity and he doesn't give up. But these are one of these times you have to let this go. Okay? Because, it was one night first. Now it's 2 nights. So WrestleMania is going to be a 2-day thing. I'm not saying this is anything near as Wrestle Kingdom because they did it like a couple months ago. But I don't know how this is going to work. And honestly, what are we, like 2 weeks away, I believe, from this? I personally believe that I don't think this is gonna I don't think it's gonna happen. Honestly, I'd be very surprised if it does even happen in the next couple weeks for WrestleMania. I have no idea what to expect in the next 2 weeks, like I said. Because I'm sure everybody has been saying postpone it to June, to Madison Square Garden and everything, or just to a later date. And I get that too, but, I would hope for these projected dates to come true, because people are even waiting until April or May or June to even come back with any type of wrestling right now. Like I said, the only 2 people that are in the ball game still is WWE and AEW, okay? Those are the only 2 that are literally still in the game right now, as in with some type of live wrestling event. So that's basically you only have in the ball game right now is AEW and WWE. They're the only ones that are still doing wrestling shows live and still having matches on there. Okay? And I have said this before. I have already talked about media manipulation and fear-mongering, but at the same time, I have said do not take this lightly and still stay clean and whatever procedure to, take care of yourselves, from washing hands and staying clean and, just stay healthy. That's the most I can tell anybody throughout this whole thing right now. But, like I said before, with all these projected dates, I hope these projected dates do come in true, because honestly, I've said this before, we don't know how long this shit about to fly, okay? So I will be surprised if WrestleMania even goes down. I'd be surprised, and I swear to God, I will be surprised. As crazy as they are over there, WWE, these motherfuckers will do this shit. But in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. I really, really don't, but I'll be surprised if it does. And I guess I'll probably do a review for both of those nights if they want to spread it out instead of playing 8 hours in a row. And I understand why, because they don't want too many people. I'm sure there's a limit of people you can even put in the building, and I know they most likely they've already, but medically screen these guys before they even enter this building. So that's what I have to say about it. But let's get to Smackdown, which we had Michael Cole. No Triple H on commentary this time. I'm sure people say he got demoted to something else next, since he was demoted from commentary. But Cole was in the ring, and he kept saying this throughout the entire night. WrestleMania is it's just too big for one night, so we gotta put it in two. So they need to bring out the hosts. Oh God, the host. Well, before they could bring out the host of WrestleMania, we have Mojo Rawley, who pretty much introduced the person that is hosting WrestleMania, Rob Gronkowski, Gronk, and wow, this looks so bad. Listen, and I'm sure people are sitting there wondering, who is this guy? What does he have to do with wrestling? Why is he hosting WrestleMania? I'm sure a lot of people don't know. I don't think they know who he is. I don't think they know who Gronk is. I don't think they ever heard of him. I think it's a lot of things they don't probably know about Gronk if they even watch football in general. I've said about him coming in before is like, okay, they want Gronk here because they feel like but yeah, if you even watched him on the Patriots or anything, I don't really know how many people even know who Gronk is. I really don't. And after what I just saw from here, I don't know what to think about him. My neighbor even said that this guy has no swag or no sauce to him. And listen, I know people say Gronk is the shit when he was in football, especially about his, party, attitude, and outside of the ring and stuff. Because, he comes down and he's just doing this bad looking dance. I don't know what the fuck that was. And Gronk says he's watched wrestling since he was a kid in the nosebleed seats. Talked about he's been to the FCW arena to support his friend Raleigh, and when there were only like 5 people in the stands, and WrestleMania, 80,000 people in the stands. But he said he's not in WWE in no people stands. Well, with no people in stands now, but Mojo pretty much said he's got Target his back in WWE, and he's gonna watch his friends back. And they kept doing all this weird stuff. I don't know what. It's like they were trying to have a party. I don't know what they were doing out there to start chopping chest and all this other weird stuff. Just party, just like some say with college jock party attitude, you would say out there. And next Corbin comes out and talks about Gronk, told him to get on his knees and bow down to the king. Gronk pretty much said, we're good, and have to get on your knees. Corbin pretty much said WWE isn't where, Gronk is not just a party guy and everything. And Corbin pretty much says, I've been in NFL also, okay? And he didn't have to wear all the pads that the NFL players do in WWE. And pretty much told Gronk to fall in line at the party. It's over. He told Gronk, and next Elias comes out with his guitar. Then he starts singing a song, talking about how this song would sound good if there were fans here. And Corbin says no one doesn't want to hear you right now. And pretty much Elias started singing, and then Corbin pretty much told Gronk, I don't know. It says, I know you're gonna get hurt. And next thing you know, they do the whole you're talking to somebody, and Raleigh gets on on the ground on his knees or whatnot. Pretty much in a croucher position or fours, and then Gronk pushed him, and he pretty much tripped him over, Raleigh. So Corbin fell to the ground. Then almost like some Looney Tunes type of cartoon shit they're doing here right now. And Corbin got up pissed, but Elias pretty much told him, not Elias, but Elias pretty much stopped him from behind, attacked him, and knocked him out of the ring. So Gronk sitting, and here's the thing right here. Gronk said he doesn't have the power to make matches at WrestleMania, but he's advocating the idea of Elias versus Corbin at WrestleMania. Who in the blue fuck wants to see that shit? Tell me. Who? Elias Corbin WrestleMania match? I know you got 2 nights to fill, but this is didn't this feud just start like last week or 2, I believe? I swear it was last week. Like, come on now. Like, is this what we doing now? Dude, we're making up stuff as we go, I feel like. But Corbin versus Elias at WrestleMania. I'm gonna go to the bathroom during that time, or yeah, I think I'll go play PlayStation during that match. if it even happens. So I'm gonna do that. Next though, Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak came out still trying to do the yes chance in front of nobody, which Daniel didn't want to do, but they did. I could be interested in that team for some reason. They went against Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. Sami Zayn was on commentary. Not a bad match. It wasn't bad or anything, and the finish was pretty good with what Bryan going for the what do you go for, like a sunset flip, and because Cesaro was distracted. Was it Nakamura or was it Cesaro? But yeah, Cesaro. Pretty much he did a sunset flip on him while Gulak was holding him. Gulak pretty much stopped Nakamura, so Bryan got the win. Not a bad match though. But it wasn't a bad match though. It actually wasn't that bad, but I'm sure people are gonna say this looks odd. Of course, still singing in front of no crowd. I said this is an idea, and I see AEW actually did it the other night of putting wrestlers out there as the fans. I feel like WWE could have put out wrestling students as the fans and just try to make it look like fans. But then again, I'm sure there's a limited capacity of people they could put out there anyways. Listen, I said this the other day, okay? Listen, when you see empty arena shows, either both on WWE or AEW, it looks bad either way. Now, I did, of course, I did say that AEW did have a good show and everything from this. They made the best out of a bad situation, but you're only going to get so far with that. Now, does it look a little bit hokey sometimes like it is with WWE? Right? Both look bad regardless, okay? I'm not trying to say one's better than the other and everything. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure people are saying they shouldn't be trying this in general because a lot of people say they should have just took the NXT route and just play video packages or documentary or something because of the risk of the wrestlers out there. Like I said, I get it, but at least they're trying to do something. Like I said, I know a lot of this looks bad either way on any show and SmackDown, but you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess, to make something the best out of a bad situation as it is. But it wasn't bad or anything, but like I said, it's still odd watching it literally in front of nobody. And yes, they could have had the wrestlers out there. Like I said, I think it's a good idea, but it would look hokey a couple times too when you think about it. And stuff, because when I look at a lot of these guys, and I'm going to get into more about the word I said about from Wednesday, but, pretty much then after that, Gulak pretty much saw Bryan doing some stretching or something, but Zayn pretty much said that he cheated out there, and pretty much Gulak, like, why are you even here? You're a nobody and everything. And he says, how about this? If you... So, if Gulak, if he could beat Nakamura next week, I guess he will get a shot at the Intercontinental Championship, or Bryan gets a shot at the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. So at least they are trying to do some type of feud for the Intercontinental title there. So, Sami Zayn could be facing either Nakamura or Gulak by next week, or Bryan. Probably a fatal four-way if necessary for the title, but we'll see what goes from that. Next, we had Paige, who was in LA from our Skype saying, I'm back thing. Sasha and Bayley immediately came out. I'm sure a lot of people throughout this segment only focused on one thing, and I'm sure they focused on Sasha Banks's gear or clothes or her leopard. I'm sure a lot of people are going to sit there and say she looked hot as hell or fine as hell. So it's best I say that right now before I get too distracted in it, because I'm sure everyone was most likely looking at her throughout the entire segment because she is hot. So I'm just going to say that just before we move on. But Sasha and Bayley came out though, pretty much interrupting her then, saying you're not even here, and Paige called them, you guys are bullies and everything. And Bayley pretty much told him, like, what are you gonna do about it? You can't do nothing, and pretty much tried to mock her English accent, saying your in-ring career is over, which Paige said that is true. And she spoke to her friends at Fox, and that Bayley is going to have a title match, but Bayley says, I don't plan on going wrestle at WrestleMania, if there even is a WrestleMania in general. We don't even know if WrestleMania is even going to happen in that, but pretty much Paige said that, you know what, you're going to be facing Lacey Evans. Bayley says, I already beat her. Then for some reason, Dana Brooke, are you serious? Then Tamina, which Bayley even says, does Tamina even work here anymore? That's a great question, to be honest. And then she added Naomi, and Pretty much Sasha said, bitch, how could you do that to my friend? Who do you think you are? But Paige says, you're in it too, which Sasha started looking at Bayley then for a second in that title, which Bayley stormed off, but Banks pretty much, she kind of made a smirk at the end before she left the ring. So, first off, so this is a six-pack challenge, right, at WrestleMania. Number one, what in God's name has Dana Brooke and Tim? What has either of them done? First off, Dana Brooke, if she's even on TV, she's going to lose. Tamina, I don't even remember the last time that woman even was on TV. I'm saying, what other women do we have here? So Mandy Rose can't do it. DeVille, Carmella, there's a reason why we only got Cole on commentary. We couldn't bring Graves. I'm sure Carmella's hanging with him. But yeah, Dana Brooke and Tamina in a six-pack challenge. Which the only person I'm sure people will mostly be interested is Sasha out of this whole match, okay? Even just the way she looked at Bayley for a second at that title, you could tell she wants the belt now. But Tamina and Dana Brooke, they ain't done shit to get a title match. Lacey Evans already lost. Naomi, I thought she would have gotten a title shot, but she already lost too. But when I heard Dana Brooke and Tamina, I just started laughing like Bayley. Like, are you serious? Like, you're serious, right? We're going to put them out there? Is this what we doing things now? Because this makes no sense. Like I said, I'm probably only like the ending of that segment, but the fact that you only had Paige, which we got where they had that Paige on Skype, because then again, if she's in LA, I believe Los Angeles is already on lockdown right now, so we got to take what you can get right here. But I got, like I said, the most focus is either with Sasha and Bayley, especially just looking at her then. So, and Paige making the match. But yeah, Tamina, Dana Brooke, jokes. They played the entire John Cena versus Bray Wyatt match from WrestleMania 30 on there, so this was the time to go do something else. At the time I went to go get something to eat, or cook myself something to eat, which, you know, it's strange, by the way, too. So let me get this straight. You played an entire WrestleMania 30 match on Smackdown, but you're playing WrestleMania 30, the show itself, on ESPN this Sunday. So what is the point of showing the match here if you're going to play the match on Sunday? The only difference is that you didn't have entrances when you played it right here. So why do I need to see this match again? So yeah, I left and did something else for a while that match was on, okay? Just like the Rumble from Monday, I went and did something else, all right? Cole was still in the ring. Talk about the match. Next thing you know, Ms. Morrison came out, setting up chairs. Which, you know, Cole even addressed the whole situation, saying, like, you know, glad that viewers could be here to escape what's, just for a little bit of escape to what's going on in the world right now and bring them a little entertainment. Caleb Braxton interviewing Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, which Bliss got on the mic talking about the Kabuki Warriors going for those titles in Mania, and talked about, you know, Asuka wants to come through the back door and everything. He says, listen, I ain't got nothing to do next week, which I don't think a lot of people have nothing to do next week, because we're all on quarantine right now when you look at it, or staying in the house, or literally really can't go nowhere to work, depending wherever you work. But Bliss says her schedule is free until Asuka to come to SmackDown next Friday, and we'll have a match. Time for the dirt sheet then. Ms. Morrison, Ms. I taught myself how to whip and nay at home. You know, they did a little hey, ho, ho. Miz and Morrison, though, we need to ask the audience, who should we face at WrestleMania? Who? Which, next thing you know, they do these rough cuts, right? The rough cuts. And how can I explain this? Because this was heavily edited out, but they go to Miz Morrison, still making fun of the New Day, dressed as the New Day, like a giant unicorn in a, you know, Kofi's gear, I believe, with the pancakes. And, you know, they were like, we didn't think you guys were gonna be here, and, you know, they must have snuck in there, I guess. Next thing you know, they were the Usos, and they said, welcome to Friday Night Lockdown. How appropriate is that? Friday Night Lockdown, they call it. Friday Night Lockdown. No, that is very appropriate, though, at a time like this. Friday Night Lockdown. But since they dressed like the Usos, they didn't have these bacon costumes to make fun of, Heavy Machinery pretty much says, y'all are like some background rappers and y'all dressed as bacon, and then they all started arguing with each other and stuff. I don't know where this segment was going. Now, this did remind me, if you've seen the Dirt Sheet segments back then between Miz and Morrison, this is actually, they did stuff like this and impersonate people. If you don't believe me, look it up, because I'm sure people are looking at this right now saying, what am I watching? This looks very bad. This looks very silly. But if, like I said, I've watched the Dirt Sheets in the past with Miz and Morrison, and this is stuff they do. So yes, they dressed as their opponents to whoever that opponents were going to be, and they ended up having a match against Heavy Machinery then, because Heavy Machinery came out saying they could begin a tag team title shot at WrestleMania. And listen, this match went on for a while. I know Ziggler was on commentary, and they kind of played Mustafa Ali's little static promo. Looked like he was coming back again. Because it got to the point where, I guess this is where the story goes in this, because the match wasn't that bad or anything, but Otis then was pretty much about to do it for the Caterpillar, but Ziggler pretty much showed the photos of him and Mandy hanging out, saying, you're just jealous you can't get what's mine, she don't want you. And Otis pretty much stood there for a second, then as he looked at the photos, all sad and everything. Otis pretty much went for Miz and Morrison, pretty much said, stop making fun of me and stuff. He started beating the crap out of both of them, trying to get the Ziggler. He ended up taking both of them through the barricade, crashed them through it. Tucker calmed him down, says, listen, it's okay, Otis, it's okay, because Ziggler pretty much, I showed those Instagram photos, and Otis pretty much went, like I said, he tried to get Ziggler, but he couldn't get him, and Tucker said, calm down, let's just do the match. But Otis ended up taking the chair, started beating the crap out of Miz and Morrison. He snapped in. Tucker held him off and I guess hugged him like, it's okay, Otis. It's okay. It's okay. So he had to calm him down. So I guess we still have Otis and Ziggler at Mania or something, because what do we do to solve the tag team title thing that's going on? Since we don't know what to do, we'll just put Miz and Morrison. Not Miz and Morrison, but we'll get the Usos versus the New Day next week. Which possibly, in my first idea, like I said 2 weeks ago, if all this even went down, it'll probably be a triple threat for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Okay? So that's what you can really see from this. So we got 3 matches on SmackDown next week with title shots going on in Asuka versus Bliss. But we got to the main, I wouldn't say main event, but the final part of the show, the contract segment. Probably one of the most basic, simple-ass contract segments you could ever see, which I'm sure 2 guys that are not really good on the microphone out there couldn't really go out well, okay? So we had Roman Reigns and Goldberg come out, which Goldberg got this smoke pyro or whatnot. They came in the ring. No security for Goldberg. Goldberg put the title on the table. They both threw the chairs outside the ring. Cole told him to calm him down, and he told Goldberg who was next. Did you ever think it was Reigns that was going to take the challenge? And Goldberg thought he was going to accept. He pretty much told it would be Reigns. He knew if he had the balls, but Reigns pretty much says, listen, I've went against Undertaker, Triple H, John Cena. What other legend did he name on that list? Basically all these top tier guys that he's beaten and everything. Did he say The Rock? I don't think he said him, but he basically named all these top tier guys Roman Reigns says he is beaten right now, and he says he's going to do the same thing to the same thing to Goldberg and everything, since he beat all these top, I think I said Triple H in that too. Yeah, Goldberg, he beat Undertaker, Cena, Triple H. Yeah, I'm not even going to remember. I know he said a 4th name. For some reason, my mind went blank right there. But, he talked about the tweet he put up there, and talking about how, Goldberg taking a shot at him, jabbing, knocking his head into the door and everything. I'm not going to bang my head and stuff. Reigns pretty much said that, listen, why not? I took a shot, because he looked at Goldberg and called him a little bitch bulldog, and you're holding my title. He signed the contract. Goldberg went on to say, listen up, punk, I've been destroying steel doors across the world with a headbutt for years now. And come WrestleMania, you're going to be the next victim. He signed the contract. He flipped the table over. They got in each other's face. That was the end of the show. This went at least 5 minutes, okay? Two guys that are not very good on promos, segments in general, basically just had this simple little contract signing, okay? Listen, I'm sure everyone's going to say, well, if the crowd was there, if the crowd was there. Listen, I've been hearing if the crowd was there for over a week now. From last week's SmackDown to Raw to AEW to tonight, okay? Listen, this is what we got. We know it sucks without a crowd. Some people just say not do a show, and that's to both WWE and AEW. But basically, they're just trying to run whatever they can. So, you know, this is the difference, like I said the other day, difference between AEW and WWE when this whole thing started. AEW had a week to prepare. WWE is just scrambling all over the place, trying to get wherever they can right now to see what even happens with WrestleMania, let alone if WrestleMania even happens. I know it's going on right now, but things can change in the next 2 weeks, okay? We don't know what could happen from this. No one does, all right? So we don't know what will be the change. I'm hoping for the better, and if it is postponed, like people said, postpone until a later date. But then again, it's like, how long we gonna keep postponing shit at the same time? Let storylines drag up like this. I don't know. So that's with any of these wrestling shows, like I said. But the only two are in the ball game right now is the WWE and AEW in this, okay? So I don't know, all right? I don't know what to expect out of this anymore. This entire show, just like I said about AEW, the only thing with the difference with AEW, they entertain me a little bit more. But listen, I got people I know that'll go 50-50 debates with you about either AEW or WWE and tell you it was either a good or a bad show, especially Dynamite from Wednesday. People are going to say that, well, this was good and this was bad. It shouldn't have done this. They should have done that. NXT should have did this. NXT should have did that. WWE should do this. They should just play old matches. I don't know what the perfect solution is, but it does look bad without a crowd. And even I sit there and wonder this too: how long can AEW and WWE can do from these things? Because they can only go to one building right now, okay? If any performance center, it's Jacksonville and Daly's place. So right now it's on autopilot mode, okay? And I don't know what to expect from this. Did this really build anything in WrestleMania tonight? Somewhat, yeah. Other than what dirt sheet segments and contract signings and couple good tag matches. I wouldn't say that was bad out there. It was pretty much okay. I thought I didn't need to see Cena and Wyatt. I didn't watch that match because I went to go do something else at the time. But the Sasha thing and Bailey thing was pretty good too, mostly because of Sasha staring and going for the title, it looked like. But yeah, Dana Brooke and Tamina, why the fuck are they even in this match, okay? But other than that, that's all I can really say for SmackDown. I feel like it's almost like you run out of content to talk about on these shows every week now, because it's not a lot to talk about unless you put on some big thing. Like I said, it doesn't make sense in front of any crowd. I know that. But right now, this is one of those we have to take what we can get, or both shows could just play something different than just doing a live wrestling show. But I guess, like I said, you have to look at it from a positive and negative from both different sides of the coin here, okay? But other than that, this is my review of SmackDown and everything. You know, some people are going to say this is the quarantine edition, because I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this video, if you are watching this, you're probably sitting at home watching this and cannot go to work or work, school or whatever you do, and most likely sit in your house for a multiple count of hours until whenever this blows over right now. So other than that, like I said, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about this show. You know, follow me on Twitter at HoodandKnight890. Stay safe, and, you know, like I said, keep your hygiene up. Wash your hands, take your vitamins, anything. Whatever it does to combat this whole virus. Like I said, I don't have the answers on here, so I'm not going to act like I have the answers on here. But the best thing I can just really say to people is just to stay safe and, you know, the whole social distancing, and I guess go to the store when you can only go to the store. I guess that's all I can really say, because that's what's going on over here in my neck of the woods right now. I don't know how it's going to go in your neck of the woods right now, but I'm sure you're having some tough times over there too. I don't know, but I'm sure it's some implications going on. But other than that, this is my review of SmackDown. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. We'll see what happens Monday with whatever we put on Monday. So I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out. Yeah, you know, I'll go over that Strowman thing another time. Peace out. Look it up.